In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, dear friends, to lead a successful and a happy life, we, the humans, needs to do several things. And it is not just the one, rather, there are several ingredients of success. And to make a sort of palatable recipe, to make a kind of delicious, a dish, all what is needed is there are several things needed for each and every sort of dish. And likewise, if at all we want our life to become a happy and a successful one, then too, of course, several ingredients are needed. We need to work on several lines. We need to keep working upon certain things, and it is only the achievement of more than one. There are several things which, if at all, are achieved, then only we do become a success. So, whatever is needed for our success, obviously, all of these are important, will be important, but all are not equally important. I am going to talk about one ingredient of success. It is, as per my opinion, the first one, the most important one, and unless and until we don't have an ingredient, this ingredient, we can never ever become a successful and a happy person. It is so important that if at all we put this one ingredient on one side of the scale and all the rest of the ingredients on the other side of it, then only it will be able to become equal. It is so important. It is 50%, and that too the first 50% of the work to be done upon it. And I believe that if at all we do succeed in achieving this first ingredient, which is the 50% of the total work, let me tell you with enough amount of confidence that inshallah the rest of the ingredients will be achieved, and we will be able to become a successful and a happy person. Dear friends, what is this ingredient? This is actually having a right sort of control over we ourselves. It is like you may call it a kind of self control or a self discipline. It is so important. Those people who are lacking this self discipline, what does happen with these people, that there remains a kind of conflict between their mind and their heart. Their mind says that I need to stop here, but their heart says that keep going. And if at all their mind says I need to stop, but their heart says keep going. So, dear friends, I think there is a kind of conflict between the mind and the heart, and this conflict is so deadly that it never allows a person to move toward the right direction. Why? Because if at all there is a control of the heart, there is a control of the emotions, it actually means that you where you need to stop, what you don't need to do, what you should be avoiding, what you should be rather avoiding. The person's mind says, the heart says that no, I don't need to avoid. I need to do it at least once because it is so pleasurable, because it is so enjoyable, and because it is so cozy, it is so easy. So, for that reason, I need to do that. Although we had earlier decided that I shall not be doing it at all because this is something which is deadly, which is very bad for me. So, I don't need to do that at all. But the heart says it is quite enjoyable, it is quite lovable, I love it, I need to do it because so many of the people, my close friends, are doing it. So, why I can't do that? Why do I keep myself deprived of it? I too need to enjoy it because the life is too short. Because our heart will say that allow me this thing to do only for one time, only for this time, and then I shall never force you to permit me this thing. But what does happen is that if at all we have allowed it once only, it will become unstoppable. We have to do it again and again, my dear friends. And likewise, there are certain other things where actually the kind of hard work is needed, the kind of smart work is needed. We need to come out of our comfort zone. We need to throw out the comfort zone, but we are unwilling to do that. For what reason? The reason is that my heart says that I need to stay in my comfort zone. I shouldn't be taking the initiative. I don't need to come out of the comforts. Why to do something which is a bit worrisome, which is a bit risky, which is not so easy and the cozy to do that? Better if I enjoy myself, better if I entertain myself, better if I keep myself busy in the amusement. I think that is a kind of conflict between our mind and our heart. We need to come out of this conflict because this is so deadly, this is so harmful that it can destroy our future. For that reason only, I had earlier in the beginning of this talk, I did say that 50% of the total work is this one single item, and if at all this one thing single item is being done and is done well, let me assure you that the 50% of the total work has been done. As for the rest of the 50% of the work is concerned, it becomes automatic. It becomes automatic. Why? Because I shall be telling myself that okay, I need to collect this sort of information or the knowledge, so I am since ready to do the hard work, to do the required effort, because I am out of my comfort zone. There is no conflict between my mind and heart. My mind says that I had made it a rule. I need to do that. My heart will say, okay, I will accompany you and I shall like to work under your supervision, under your control. So that is a kind of removal of the mind and heart conflict. There is no conflict and there is no clash between the mind and heart. Removing this conflict, I believe that this is the first strong sign of the success. Anybody and everybody who can dare to do that will be achieving the kind of success they are in need of, because this is, as per my opinion, the only hurdle, or maybe the biggest ever hurdle on our way to success, on our way to happiness, on our way to glory. Remove this conflict between the mind and heart, and you will be on the highway to success. You will be on the right track to achieve whatever you are in desirous of achieving.